Memorial Day weekend is typically the busiest time of year for cemeteries, but one headstone in the Logan Cemetery gets a steady stream of visitors all year long because of its unusual and upbeat message.
This is something to see. It really has become famous online, but the story behind it has never been shared until now. Here's Fox 13's Todd Tanner.
Every cemetery has headstones with names and dates, but only one, right here in Logan, Utah, has a fudge recipe.
She really loved people.
This is the final resting place of Kathryn Andrews.
Her thing was she would write poetry and she would take fudge.
Her daughter Janice is a little surprised by all the attention the headstone gets.
We've looked online and I guess it's gone even to Europe.
But this story is about more than a fudge recipe.
She was crazy about him from the beginning.
Kathryn grew up in Salt Lake City and as a young woman traveled to New York City to study fashion design.
She learned tailoring and millinery.
During a church activity in New York, she met Air Force Captain Wade Andrews.
He was waiting to fly out to go into World War II.
This photo shows the radiant couple's one and only date in New York City having dinner at the Waldorf Astoria. A day later, Wade left for Germany. But Kathryn,
It was my dad's plane.
or Katie as she went by then, was on his mind.
This is Salt Lake Katie. When he first got the plane, his crew had painted on a naked lady on it, and my dad said no. So she got a swimsuit, and there she is.
Several months and dozens of letters later,
As soon as he arrived back in Salt Lake, he took a diamond and took her to the Capitol steps and gave her the diamond, and they were married 18 days later.
Janice was one of 5 kids that came along.
Every night they would, I could hear them through the wall, and they were talking about the day's events.
Her parents were bound by service, family, and faith.
She felt like prayer was so important. She lived by that.
And they loved to laugh.
He told me once that sense of humor was essential when you pick someone to marry.
Wade passed first in 2000. Symbols representing his life, including his World War II plane, were placed on part of the stone.
He was really proud of his flight record because all the men that flew with him made it back safely.
Kay helped create the headstone, and it was her idea to share the fudge recipe.
Do you think your mom would get a kick out of knowing that people are smiling at this?
Yeah, she would.
Now, when the headstone was first placed in 2000, one of the proportions for the ingredients was wrong. That has just been replaced. So if you want the best recipe for Kay's fudge, look right here or check on our website. In Logan, Todd Tanner, Fox 13 News, Utah.